Hey folks, I'm Landstryder here, and welcome back to another episode on the Colonial Engineers 2 public server. I'm here today again with Nacht. I don't know where he's at. He's somewhere in the base, I think. He's been working hard on expanding the village. So yeah, we've got another delivery man out that way. There's a delivery man up there in that building. And yeah, we've cleaned out some area over here. It looks like a barracks is going in right over here. This is the Space Wars style. I really think that looks nice. Oh, straight up stance. We went with straight up stance instead. Okay. All right. We were gonna do Space Wars, but we're having some issue with it, and I guess probably the easiest way to deal with that is just to use a different style. So yeah, we're gonna have barracks in right over there. Looks good. I guess we got a lot of sandstone now since we made that for the Space Wars one, right? Is that how that worked? Very much expanded our little gravestone up here, so we should always have a soul available whenever we want to disenchant, and that also allows us to do to use those tablets and things that we're going to be finding and such. If you look up there in the tablets and such that I am finding, I found a few via fishing. So I made a little fishing hut up there. We'll go up there, take a look at that real quick. It's nothing too special. It's not my own original idea or anything. There's plenty of simple AFK fishing hut builds out there. All I did was put some aquamarine around it and make it look kind of nice. But yeah, this is very simple. You get a note block, you put that down, you put a pressure plate on the block right above the note block. You want to have a solid block there unless you want to hear that note block the whole time you're AFK fishing. That kind of is nice. It can be nice because if you take that block off of there, the whole time you're fishing, you'll hear that note, and as soon as you stop hearing it in the background, you know something's broke or you've gotten disconnected from the server. You go fix it. But personally, I like to make it silent, so I put a block above it, and you sit here and you fish, and then you hook up a big inventory into all these hoppers right down below here to collect all your loots that you get from fishing overnight. Totally not necessary on here, I've got the big enchanting room and stuff like that, but there are a few things that are much easier to get via fishing that you can't get other ways, like the shells to make the conduits, the vanilla conduit things, to let you get that underwater stuff. And the reason I kind of like that is we do have a few, if we look at the map, we have a few ocean monuments not too far away, just one to the northwest, and there's also another one straight north. There's some nice little city islands too that somebody could probably turn into a nice little city if they were jump on here, play along. But I am going to be putting an outpost way up here. You can see where it says B. There's a brick dungeon I found up there on the edge of a biome that spawns these creatures that are in this mod pack called buffalons, and I think it would be really neat to have an outpost up there. So that's where I'm actually going to build my city, because this is actually Nox city that we've been living in and building and expanding and helping him, and it's still going to remain our main base of operation, but we're going to have an outpost base up that way. You can see it's about 300 meters from here. But anyway, that's all this. Back to the monumentous occasion of today. We've been building up our tech. So Nock's been busy this morning working on getting our tech level up. And yeah, just a wee bit. So we now have a chemical dissolver and a chemical combiner down here. And of course, he's also put together the whole refinery setup right here. We got the refinery from Silent Mechanisms. Everything's mostly automated. All you got to do is put your tanks of oil in front of this fluid extractor. It'll extract that oil into the system, into this refiner, and that's going to break it down into biodiesel and ethane, which the ethane then gets combined with water, to make some kind of plastic stuff. I can't remember what it's called. It probably says in this fluid extractor. No, it doesn't. But anyway, the two things we end up making out of the oil is plastic and biodiesel, or not biodiesel, just diesel. This is not bio. This is biodiesel here. That's regular diesel there. And then the biodiesel is being made on the other side here via oil mill from the car mod and a blast furnace from the car mod. Those crush canola and burn logs, and then that stuff, two things get combined in the mixer, which then gets refined into biodiesel and glycerol, which gives us slime balls as a byproduct as well. So that's the two byproducts of all that. And then all of that is being fed via this farm right over here that we've gone ahead and automated. Back here you can see that there's mechanical harvesters from Create, and that is hooked into our power system over here. All this stuff still running really good. This has been doing really well for us. I do need to put some glass down here to kind of keep people from getting too close, because we had a visitor that lost his life to the smoker. It doesn't bother me, you know. I've got this this armor that prevents that because of the flame ward, but yeah, I wasn't really thinking too much about people coming and just, you know, jumping up on here and, you know, wanting to look at it, you know, and then dying. So yeah, we'll put some glass around this, keep people safe. It kind of is. It kind of is. I mean, maybe just some signs. Just some signs would be sufficient. You know, like danger. And like if they die, then I'd be like, haha, you ignored the sign. Here's your sign. Anyway, this down here is the gear shift that switches that piston. Oh, hello, slime. I'm still getting some chaos. I cleared up the chaos. We cleared up the chaos quite a bit by carrying a chaos orb. I hope that Nock is carrying a chaos orb so that he's not just pooping out chaos all over the place. But of course he's not. I figured he was. That's why I was kind of saying that. Anyway, there's just a repeater. That's the word I'm looking for. Repeater there to bring the redstone signal back here to switch this back and forth. I've got a temporary button back here that I put on for while it's testing, and I just leave that there. I can activate it from back here if I need to. But these mechanical pistons are really awesome. You can use these extension poles and just kind of keep adding to it, and, you know, so it can extend that arm as far as it needs to, and it pushes all these translation chassis, which have those harvester heads on them that we could see from the other side. Let me go back over to the other side now. And all that's hooked up into this button right here. These RS gauge buttons and stuff like that are super nice. They make everything so easy to automate and do redstone with. Instead of having to have a whole bunch of repeaters to get the exact precise timing that I would need, you know, repeaters and comparator clocks and stuff like that, that I would need to get the precise timing, because what needs to happen is this arm needs to come out and then it needs to retract. But if it extends all the way, the blocks then have to form, and whatever the blocks form over top of, they break. So it would break all the crops if the arm was to stop moving at the end of its extension. So you have to get it to enter this final block space and then return without stopping. So that requires very precise timing, and these things allow for that. So this thing is set for exactly 36 ticks, and let me demonstrate that. I'm not going to do it with that one because I don't want to change it, because it took me a while to figure out exactly. Well, actually, it took a few trials, I should say. Something else I did is I've crafted myself a nice Ring of the Ender, which allows me to open my Ender chest anywhere. So now I can organize all my bags inside my Ender chest. If for some crazy reason I was to die, and couldn't get my stuff back, which should never ever be an issue in this pack because of the gravestone mod. Plus, even if you fall into the void, it's still going to generate a gravestone someplace nearby for you. So it's very unlikely that I lose my stuff, but just in case, I got it all in my ender chest using that ender ring. And that's also going to help me keep my inventory sorted and clean. So I did have the pumpkins set up to auto harvest, but we discovered that the pumpkins can actually grow fast enough that they can break the machine because the arm won't return. So when we hit that button, it's going to go 36 ticks exactly before it switches, and then turns around and goes back. You can see it gets right into the last block space right before it turns around. If I did 37 ticks, it would form and break and yeah. And if you do less than, I think it was less than 34 ticks, it doesn't hit that last row. So 35 or 36 ticks was exactly what I needed to hit, and that button allows me to adjust that really easy. And the reason I was opening this is I wanted to get my redstone bag. I changed it to an actual red bag to make, so I would know that it's redstone. Grab one of these buttons out of here, and if I place that down and I just click it, it has a certain default setting. Whatever a stone button would be. I'm not sure 100% on that one. Let me switch this to bag mode so I can grab a stack of redstone out, and if I click it with redstone, you can see that it changes it to 128 ticks. That's the maximum you can set one to. So I can do a half a stack of redstone, change it, there we go. Now it's 64 ticks. It'll stay depressed and send that redstone signal for that long. Very nice, especially if you have a hard time getting through doors and stuff. You can adjust your buttons to stay on a little longer. That way when you hit that button, you got like a full 6 seconds to get through your door or whatever. Or whatever precise timing you might need on a button, which is nice. Very nice. Really do like this mod. Makes redstone considerably more compact, and you can do things in some crazy ways with the thing. And I think it fits in quite well with the create mod. If you look over here, you can see I've got a rustic button on our mechanical press, and it blends right in. You almost wouldn't know that it wasn't meant to be there. But yeah, I like it. Anyway, styling. So yeah, that's just our manual harvest button. I don't have any automatic way to collect the crops at the moment. I could just throw some hoppers or some things down. Yes, perfect. Thank you, Nacht. If you maybe throw a few of those around. But yeah, back to the paper thing again. I did start a sugarcane farm under kind of off the side of the bridge there. It actually probably needs harvested and then spread a little bit more if you're going over that way. Sweet. So anyway, today the monument occasion that we're talking about, we got that tech ready to go. So I am ready to make my builder. Yes. So we've got building gadgets and all that stuff. This is definitely not the default recipe, but this is a monument occasion. This is gonna allow me to do like clearing and mining and getting resources out of the ground, and especially clearing and things. Let me gather that back up. I was running a test. So how am I going to power this thing? This thing is an insane power drain right here. This thing will use like 20,000 RF a tick or more than that even. So we're going to need to power it, and I want to try. I was gonna use these things. We have this mod called Quirky Generators, and if we look at the generators available in the pack, we can see that we've got some diesel generators, and I've got plenty of diesel available to me. But and those would work. Those would work. They're not the super fastest, but a couple of them can be upgraded. I think. Can silence generator be upgraded at all? I can't remember. No, okay. Maybe it will be in the future update, hopefully. But I guess the only one that can be upgraded is the coal generator could be infused. I don't think that's going to help that much with generating the massive amount of power that we need to make the builder run smoothly. Or quickly. I mean, it'll run no matter how much power you put to it. It'll just take a lot longer to do the things you ask it to do if you don't give it a very massive supply. Because I like it to be very, very fast. The lag there, that's what's going on. But we're gonna look at these quirky generators. There's 3 of them that it adds. It adds this thing called a butcher generator. That's gonna be adding mobs and entities to the world to make that thing work. I think that's not gonna be worth the lag. And then there's this other one that I've had a lot of fun with on the test server and made a very good, very reliable, but very framey laggy generator, the gravity generator. It's dependent on dropping sand, and if you have a piece of dropping sand in your rendering area, it can be framey. So again, really good, but maybe not worth the lag on the server. But that's more of a client lag thing, not so much of a server lag thing. But it lags anybody who happens to be near it. So I'm looking at this one right here, the root generator, and I was just running some experiments with it, and it does seem like it's going to be the way to go. So I'm going to set up the root generator, the builder in the nether, and we're going to clear out a big section of nether because, well, we need materials. All of these dwarven villages require a lot of nether bricks, and it'd be nice to have nether bricks, and it'd be nice to have all the gems and everything. And the third thing that I want to do in the nether, for the reason I needed the builder, is I want to make a nether perimeter with a crossroads spawning platform for wither skeletons. That way we can have a nice supply of beacons and nether stars and whatever we want to kill the nether for, the wither for, I mean. And we're going to do that very, very simply as well with the shield generators from RF Tools as well. So we can probably go ahead and get one of those going as well. I believe they're not too difficult, so just add some machine frame, and I believe we probably even have all the materials to make one of these right now. And we really only need a tier 1 for wither killing purposes, because that will allow us to do a big enough force field to keep him in and keep us safe. So there we go. We got everything we need to go start farming some wither skeleton skulls and getting some nether stars. And nether stars, if we ever do decide we're going to go and we want to get our ultra charged equipment and whatever even more ludicrous than what we're already using, this stuff's pretty ludicrous. Actually, I really wish I would have recorded it. I went over, and when I found that dungeon, I went down to the bottom level and just kind of allowed the mobs to gang up on me, and yeah, really nothing happened. In fact, this armor, because of the rebuke enchantments that I have on it, will end up killing anything that attacks me eventually, as long as I keep food on my hotbar and eat occasionally. I really don't even have to swing my weapon back, so I can just kind of walk around dungeons, lighting them up, and then going back through and clearing up the residual mobs and checking out the treasure. It is kind of broken, but we like broken, so we're gonna roll with it. But anyway, we're gonna set up that 4 base over there. That's something for next episode. This one, I am gonna go get this all set up, and I will be back once that's going, and show you how it's gonna work. Okay folks, I'm back, and I wanted to show you the 2 different versions of this power plant that I come up with using this funky generator, pun intended, because power from plants. Yeah. Anyway, on up here, it's gonna get the nighttime, so it would be a great time to sleep. Just to make it so you guys can see the the setup a little bit better. So up here I decided to go with this essentials fertile soil stuff. This will automatically generate the plants. So that makes it nice and simple. I don't have to plant them again or worry about seeds or anything. And then I've got these bone dispensers loaded up with bone meal and a detector, an observer watching each one of the plants, so that as soon as the soil generates the plant, the observer is going to see that and start bone mealing it. And then bone meal it until it gets full, and then the generator below is going to absorb those roots and generate power. You can see that we're generating the power. I got it up here on the roof because it's a tiny bit noisy with the clicky, and so this will be plenty far enough away from the workstation down below that we won't really be able to hear it. It kind of looks a little, almost, feels like a solar generator being up here on the roof and stuff. Kind of, sort of could be thought about that way, as as soon as how the plants are converting the light, but really they're converting bone meal into energy for us. So yeah, that's this version of the generator can be used, I don't want to imagine anywhere, because I imagine this soil would work in the nether as well. Now over in the nether, gotta get over there. All the way down. I should have took that water elevator. That's okay. Stairs. All the way down, down, down. On down into here. And actually oops, up here and over here. Way down there is another nether portal that's actually doing our chunk loading for us. I'll explain that in detail at some point. But it's a really simple setup that is going to keep this base loaded, and as a consequence it'll keep this chunk and several chunks around this one in the nether loaded. So I'm going to take advantage of this loaded area over here to run this generator right here. So this one is got seeds loaded into it, so it'll automatically plant seeds, and then continuously bone meal and plant. Right now all the generators are full of power, so they're not sucking up the plants at the moment. So none of these guys are actually using up any of their material. They should. Yeah, and then these ones got some bone meal, and I actually need to add some more bone meal to a few of these. I've got a bunch of that loaded in my my dank storage here, quite a lot of it. There we go. So make sure that these stay loaded, because this one's going to use power fast, because this is the one that's hooked up to our dimensional cell that I created. We created a dimensional cell that makes a pair of them. So I got this one, and I got the one that it's going to be attached to the builder over there, where that X is kind of close to where the builder is set up. But these are all full. They got 4 million each, nice. And there's a battery from mechanism, silent mechanisms up upon top of that dimensional cell, because for some reason the quirky generators will not output their power directly into a dimensional cell. So you got to do something to move it into that cell, either with a battery or a cable or something. You just can't. It's not gonna work directly. Touching them, which I tried first, so oh well, not a big thing. It actually adds to our power buffer just a little bit more. So when we turn on the builder and it's really draining that power down, we have like 4 million in each one of those generators, another 250,000 in the battery bank, and then another, I don't know, it's like another 500,000 in the dimensional cell network that can be buffered, plus another 1 million in the builder itself. So it is on over here. But those are the two power systems that I came up with based off of that funky generator using the roots, and what's available in this pack now probably could be done with just vanilla crop and such too, if depending on what's in the pack that you're playing with. There we go. We got the builder set up right over here. So what I'm going to be doing over here in the nether, And I was running a little bit of a test here just to make sure that it was going to work okay this time, because I've had problems on the test server where trying to get it to use a drawer controller as an inventory, it started deleting blocks. But this one's it's working fine right now. So in this configuration is set up in this location. So yeah, I tested it by clearing out this little spot right here, using a couple of the cards that I have. Let me go ahead and put this bone meal away. There we go. Clear up my inventory a little bit. That's nice. And then I made 3 different cards. I made the clearing quarry, just a regular quarry, which I'm not going to be using here because I actually do want to completely remove the blocks from a 9x9 chunk area. And then over there you can see the center of where I'm going to be clearing to. Well, that's the center of the 9x9 chunk area. So we're going to clear it out 1 chunk at a time, just to make, well, to make it easier for me to keep track of what's going on. And yeah, that way if this inventory system won't get overloaded. Plus I'll be able to do it while I'm present, and especially with these ones that have buildings in them, that's probably going to generate a few things that just drop on the ground, or quite a few things that I imagine are just going to drop on the ground. So if I'm here to go ahead and pick them up, that might help out. Anyway, I'm going to get more stuff. And if I need to, I can just keep expanding the drawers. Each one of these drawers I went ahead and put like a double upgrade in. Obviously one of them is going to get really full with netherrack real fast, and then all of the terracottas and stuff like that. But then I can just break these drawers. They keep their contents, they seal themselves up now. That's a really cool feature of storage drawers in this version. And just take them back to the base and plug them into our storage, or empty them out into our storage, you know, whatever it takes. But this is a nice easy way to gather up a lot of resources, especially when I know the majority of them is going to be one type of material or 1 or 2 types of materials. I would totally be using a silk touch quarry, but that actually requires the nether stars, and that's why I'm clearing this perimeter, is to make it much easier to get nether stars. Sorry if you can hear my cat in the background making noise. Anyway, let's get this thing working. So we want just the no, we don't want the regular quarry. The quarry that we want to use is already in there. I think I've got it set to the correct dimensions, so we're gonna do a 16x16. That's the size of a chunk, and we can check that by looking at our chunk borders right here. F3G turns those on, and then of course it's really nice when you have the cities mod installed, because the city buildings are exactly a chunk, so you can easily, hey, look, that is exactly a chunk. There's a city building in it, you know. So another easy way in this particular mod pack, or any other mod pack that has cities in it like this. Anyway, we want to turn this on to view to make sure. There we go. There it is. Alright, we can see that this puts some preview blocks in the world for us. And you gotta be kind of careful when you're messing with these preview blocks. Make sure that you go ahead and turn them back off before you take that shape card out and make changes, because if you don't turn it off and you take the shape card out, these things will just kind of linger around in the world, and it does kind of suck. And then it's hard to get rid of them. So you can see that this perfectly fits in this chunk. I think I got it. Yep, perfectly aligned chunk. We're going to clear this chunk out first. And they break really easy, but I'm going to turn them off now. Good. Turn these off now. Oop. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Turn all that off. Okay, I think we are ready to go. We're tied into the power network right over there. With this one, and then this holds, yeah, another 500,000 total. So I don't know how many million that is total, but well, you could probably add it all up. Let's turn this on though. Should be completely removing everything from the bedrock top all the way down through to the bedrock bottom. Gotta wait. Nope, it's used up all its power. So it's moving power through? Yeah, it's moving power into it. Now we're just kind of waiting for power to transfer through because we gotta wait on these. These are only the simple dimensional cells, so they're not gonna transfer power as good as if we had the top tier things. So we're definitely gonna want to upgrade those. That's gonna be the big choke right now. We look at cells, and we want to get the advanced. But there's another tier go in to get in between. Actually, all this stuff is doable right now with what we got. What about the advanced? Ultimate cells, tungsten carbide, tungsten. Yeah, actually, we can do that. We can do all of that. So that's something we're gonna have to be working on between episodes to speed this process up, because otherwise this is gonna be kind of slow. I bet if I look in here, yeah. I mean, you can see it is working very fast. I mean, you can look how fast we're gaining netherrack, but it's doing it from the top down. So there's a lot of blocks to go through, like 36,000 or something like that. I hold shift. Does it say down there somewhere? No, but you know, you can calculate it from about 128 down to 0 or 1 or 0. I don't know. Anyway, down there, it's going to clear everything. Everything bedrock to bedrock, and it's on Y level 99 right now. 004. What? Why 4? It should have stayed within. I guess it's because it's going to kind of semi-touch those other 2 chunks, or 4 chunks. I guess. Whatever. Regardless, it's working. Trust me, it's working. Look, we're gaining tons of resources. It's coming down. If I went up there, we should be able to see it pretty soon. I guess we'll just sit here and wait for it. I can definitely feel it. Chunks of blocks are definitely being removed up there. At level 95. I mean, we could kind of go. Oh, look. See it? It's happening. Now, hopefully, since it's going from the top, very, very, very top down, it should remove the lava as well as it goes. So we'll see. Find out here in a second. What's shooting at me? Something shooting at me? I could swore I heard a skeleton shooting. There's a couple down there. Oh, there goes some lava flowing. Probably why I was feeling some framey lag, because there's some flowing lava flows happening. Oh, that's gonna flow right down on those skeletons. There they go. That's coming out the side, or if it's just it can't. It's not scanning fast as the lava is updating. I mean, it's scanning pretty fast. We've only got a few different material types so far, but once it gets down to this building, it's definitely gonna fill up these other drawers. I might have to go get like a couple more drawers for just random things. I didn't bring any extras with me. Yeah, no, that lava's coming out the side right there, and that's why, yeah. And there's one up there that you get some weird things happening with the lava because it removes the blocks without updating the blocks around it. It's kind of crazy. Now, if I went up there and like got anywhere near that, it would probably update and then flow. Kind of want to avoid that. Not sure what the best way. Probably would be the best way to deal with that would be to take. You can see the bedrock all the way at the top now. But the best way to probably deal with that is to get a builder. I have a couple. I made an extra builder gadget, and go and fill that. Oh yeah, that's definitely framey right now. Doing so many. It's probably doing oh, that's why it's framey. Oh, there's a few skeletons over there. Look at all these guys. Hello, guys. Oh, and then they just shot at each other. So, okay, I know what's happened there. We've ran out of, space. So if we take things out now, you know, it'll start going again if we give it an empty space for it to fill with the random things that it's still getting. I think I've actually got a space in my tank for most of this colored cyan. Yeah, there we go. Oh, goodness. But yeah, I'm not even worried about those spawners. Those spawners definitely can go away. Look at that mess down there. And then what I need to do now is jump down with my magnet ring and pick up some of these things that are falling on the ground. Oh yeah, look at the lag. I don't know. We might have broke the server. Oh. Come on. Don't watchdog. Oh, what would help? Don't watchdog. I need to get this trinket off. Move out of there. Get away from that spot. Can I do it? Am I losing connection? Are we dying? Did we kill it? Might have killed it. Timed out, yeah. That would probably be a server watchdog. Let's find out. Maybe it's just me losing connection. I'm hoping. It's not looking good though. I totally wasn't thinking about having that Angel's Blessing on and all those arrows. Can definitely kill the server. Yeah. Okay, well, guess I gotta go tell Knock I broke it again. We'll give you an update when we figure out what's going on.